I've got a special announcement for WWE.
This is disgraceful, Styles.
I don't believe this. He defeated.
I can't believe what we just saw. The champion completely ruined Mr. McMahon's Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Yeah, and it makes me sick the way Sandman's always hitting people with that kendo stick. That's assault, you know.
Well, a lot of things that take place in this arena wouldn't be allowed outside of it.
Yeah, but the Sandman abuses this business just so he can indulge his psychopathic urges.
When you're facing a superstar like Marcus Corban, what should your strategy be?
You can't let him build momentum. He's so fast, so strong. If he gets the upper hand, you're not gonna get it back.
Good advice. Let's see if his opponent is able to follow it.
Man, this one's turned into a fight. Pure and simple.
We knew it was going to be intense. We knew it was going to be physical. But I don't think anyone was prepared for this.
I gotta admit, it took me by surprise, and that doesn't happen often.
That's an understatement. You've been in hundreds of matches in your career. We both... I hope this isn't the last time we see these superstars face off.
I don't say this too often, but I completely agree with you. This has all the makings of a nice, long rivalry.
I don't know how nice it is, but there are certainly some issues between these superstars, and I think this match might only exasperate them.
Hey, watch your language. This is a family show.
I said exasperate. Never mind.
You can show off for the crowd if you want, but all that does is let your opponent rest up.
Actually, I think it's a great display of confidence on the part of this great superstar.
7. 8.
Talk about adding insult to injury, and these fans love it.
Yeah, but you got to worry more about the injury and less about the insult till the match is over. Oh, man, these WWE fans are fired up.
They sure are. And this is Armageddon, the final pay-per-view of the calendar year.
And if the challenger has his way, it's going to be Armageddon for the champ.
The champ has taken on all comers and survived to tell the tale.
Yeah, but he made an enemy of Mr. McMahon in the process.
Can the champ cross the boss and survive? We'll find out tonight. He's been named the #1 contender, and this might well be the biggest opportunity of his career.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. The champ cannot afford to underestimate this man.
He's made an enemy of Mr. McMahon. He's been targeted by ECW, and his championship is on the line here tonight.
Not a very Merry Christmas if you ask me. Armageddon just might be the end of his world.
What a reversal!
Man, what a match. Kids, if you're watching this, don't try this stuff at home.
Absolutely not. These are trained WWE superstars, and even they wind up seriously injured sometimes.
That's for sure. Even me, a former WWE champion, has had his share of injuries over the years. Nice quick counter there. Even if you wind up winning a match like this, you're going to be feeling it for the next week.
Yes, but that's the case if you lose as well, and having to deal with emotional as well as physical pain is that much worse.
Hey, it's pretty insightful for a guy who's never wrestled a match in his life.
Well, I've been in the locker room after a match and seen the superstars who don't get their hands raised. You can literally feel the disappointment radiating off them. It's not a pretty sight.
It sounds like this capacity crowd has something on their minds.
Yeah, and 10,000 paying customers can't be wrong.
He was one step ahead on that one.
These superstars are at the top of their game, but only one of them is going to have his hand raised at the end of this one.
And that's a real shame because, like you said, this is...
His opponent might not have enough left to kick out.
I don't think anyone in this match has even considered that they might not walk out the winner.
Of course not. That's the kind of attitude that gets you beat quicker than anything.
And that's something I don't think people realize. There's the cover. Can he do it?
These superstars have been giving it everything they've got all night.
They sure have. And that's where the superb conditioning of the WWE superstars comes into play.
Yeah, you're not going to win a match if you're blown up 2 minutes into it.
You can say that again. I've seen matches won and lost simply because one superstar was able to outlast their opponent. I certainly don't envy the referee in this match.
No kidding. No matter what call you make, you're going to get on the bad side of at least one superstar.
And that's about the last place you want to be if you're not a superstar yourself. Trust me, I know.
When I first heard about this match, I wasn't sure what to think, but these superstars are blowing me away.
Really? As soon as I heard about it, I expected a tremendous matchup, and I haven't been disappointed.
I didn't say I'm not disappointed, but I'll talk about getting stuck with you as a broadcast partner some other time. You got to be careful when you're going up there.
I hope this isn't the last time we see these superstars face off.
I don't say this too often, but I completely agree with you. This has all the makings of a nice long rivalry.
I don't know how nice it is, but there are certainly some issues between these superstars, and I think, talk about adding insult to injury, and these fans love it.
Yeah, but you got to worry more about the injury and less about the insult till the match is over. These fans have got something they want to share with us.
That's their right. They paid for their tickets after all.
Night after night, the WWE superstars never fail to amaze the fans.
And that's a good thing. I don't even like to think about where we'd be if they didn't.
Well, we wouldn't be sitting here calling this match, that's for sure.
It's so great seeing these superstars in competition here tonight. I had a feeling they were going to wind up against each other sooner or later.
There were times when it seemed like it wasn't going to happen, but I can't tell you how glad I am that it did.
That's for sure. You know, anytime you throw these kind of combustible elements into a match, you're guaranteed a great show.
Oh my God! Someone's got to stop this!
Don't get squeamish on me, boy. Inflicted pain's the name of the game.
These superstars have proven time and again that they're willing and able to go the distance.
Well, you don't get too far in this business if you're not.
That's for sure, partner. There's always someone right behind you, ready to overtake you if you can't keep up. This capacity crowd is making their opinions known tonight.
Yeah, the WWE fans aren't known for keeping their opinions to themselves. This match proves without a doubt why SmackDown's the dominant brand in sports entertainment.
I can't help but agree, partner. You won't see action like this on Raw.
Even if you did, you'd have to hear about puppies and government mules and scalded dogs. It's like a zoo over there. I've been looking.
Here's the forearm grind. A painful maneuver.
That's all about showing your opponent who's in charge right there. These superstars give everything they've got when they're in a match like this, but a lot of people don't realize what they sacrifice behind the scenes too.
No question. If you want to make it in the WWE, you've got to sacrifice just about everything for your career. It has to be as important to you as anything else in your life.
And for a lot of guys, their WWE career is their life. That's why you see so much passion for what they do in the ring.
And that's something you won't see anywhere else. With all due respect to every athlete and entertainer out there, no one gives as much of themselves to their fans as the WWE superstars.
We're hearing the First Amendment in action here tonight.
I'm all for freedom of expression, whether I agree with what they're saying or not. I think these superstars are going to keep it up until they've got literally nothing left to give.
And that's the attitude you have to take to win. You know that your opponent isn't going to hold anything back, and you can't afford to either.
I'd love to know you're coming up with this stuff, because it sure ain't from personal experience. I know I say this a lot, but it ain't ballet. You step between those ropes, you better be prepared to take some punishment.
And to dish some out as well. I don't think I've ever seen a superstar win a match by being a tackling dummy. I think we're about to see a high-risk move from the top rope.
Anyone who thinks this business is a piece of cake should get into the ring with these superstars. Did you see that? What a shot.
This could result in a serious injury if no one stops this.
Man, I don't want this match to end.
I'm with you, partner, but it's got to end sooner or later.
Well, whichever way it goes, no one can say that these superstars didn't give it everything they got.
Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of weakness in the other.
That's the law of the jungle, and injured superstars like a wounded animal. It's survival of the fittest.
And that also means that if you're not at 100%, you've got to be able to hide it from your opponent.
That's absolutely right. This business is as psychological as it is physical. You can't let your opponents think you're easy pickings.
Well, I wouldn't consider any of these superstars to be easy pickings. I guess the ring wasn't big enough for these superstars.
Sure it is, but you gotta love this kind of fight. This has been a great match so far, but I think it's pretty obvious which way it's going.
Oh, really? Are you willing to go out on a limb and actually make a guess then?
There's no guesswork involved, but if you're gonna be snippy, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut.
Wow, if I knew it was that easy, I would have said that years ago. Oh my, I think someone's just been busted open.
Look at all that blood. These fans are getting their money's worth tonight.
I think these fans came here to see superstars compete in a match, not beat each other to a bloody pulp. These superstars are so unpredictable. I'm having a hard time figuring out what they're going to do next.
I don't think you're going to be able to. Just sit back and enjoy the ride.
And what a wild ride it's been so far, with no signs of stopping anytime soon.
There's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears shed in that ring over the years.
And if these superstars have their way, there's going to be a lot more shed here tonight. This capacity crowd is certainly getting its money's worth here tonight.
And it's a good thing, too. If they're not buying tickets, we're not getting paychecks.
Well, I don't think we'll have to worry about selling tickets the next time we come back here. Not after a match like this.
It's crazy.
Oh my God! He smashed his opponent right through the table! Oh my! That's going to do some serious damage if someone doesn't stop this!
Who in their right mind would try to do that?
Oh man, I don't think that was ever meant to be used like that.
Maybe not, but it seems to be doing the trick. These superstars are putting on a clinic.
Yeah, and not a health clinic. I don't think they'll be the same after this one. And the crowd has come alive tonight with a chant directed at the superstars in the ring.
You can't let that break your focus, but that's easier said than done. There isn't an ounce of quit in these superstars.
There certainly isn't. They're in this one to the bitter end.
These superstars are on fire tonight.
They sure are, and I don't think they're going to be put out anytime soon.
What a match. I've got no idea what these superstars are going to do next.
That makes two of us, partner, and I think that's one of the things that makes it so exciting.
As long as these superstars have got anything left in the tank, they'll keep going at it.
They certainly don't look like they're going to give anything less than 100% here tonight.
Going up that turnbuckle hurts a hell of a lot less than coming down from it. No superstar in the locker room can afford to ignore the WWE fans.
You're right about that. Without the fans, we'd all be out of it.
Yeah, that's it. Do it again.
I'm glad you're enjoying this. I can't say I am. A high-risk maneuver in the works from that top turnbuckle.
I've got to admit,
this is going to be big, one way or the other.
So have you got any predictions about who's going to win this one?
No way. I've seen you embarrass yourself with enough bad guesses that I'm not going to risk doing the same.
We've seen some pretty good back and forth here, but you don't see too many matches end that way.
No, you don't. And I think we'll see one superstar
head first, right into the barricade.
And at this point in the match, you can't afford to take a move like that.
Oh, man. Talk about using your head.
Or your opponent's head anyway. Did you see that? Head first, right into the barricade.
I hope someone's got a whole bottle of aspirin waiting backstage after this match, because you're gonna need it after that.
This is a big risk. Will it pay off?
Look at these superstars go. It's obvious that they've done their homework on each other.
That's for sure. This match might have been over by now if they hadn't.
90% of the match in the preparation. You gotta come in ready for battle. Boy, this is not the way I thought this match was going to go at all.
And that's what makes the WWE so exciting. The unpredictability of the superstars. You never quite know exactly what you're going to see.
This sellout crowd just can't get enough of these superstars.
And I'm glad to see it. A WWE match isn't just about competition, it's also about entertaining the fans.
Well, if that's the case, how come they got you as an announcer? That's not exactly a great entertainment value.
You might be right. I think it would be extremely entertaining to listen to you try to call a match all by yourself.
Watching these superstars go at it reminds me why I prefer to stay on this side of the announce table.
You know, if you let me train you, you could be cruiserweight champ inside a year.
Oh, no. I've heard stories about the way you train people. You make Marines drill instructors look like pushovers.
Are you surprised? They're just training people to go to war. I train them to be WWE superstars.
Well, thanks but no thanks, partner. I think I'll stick to announcing for now.
Wow, listen to that chant.
The crowd makes a huge difference, whether they're for you or against you. This match is so good, it's even worth having to sit next to you to watch it.
Thanks a lot. You know, you're not always my #1 choice for a broadcast partner either.
You know what? You should partner up with Jerry Lawler. Then you could have the king and the queen on commentary.
Really funny.
So much can go wrong from that top turnbuckle.
Can you believe this match so far?
I really can't.
That's the way to do it. Grab a weapon from under the ring and start swinging. Seeing a match like this makes me proud to be part of this company.
I'm with you, partner. You just can't experience a thrill like this anywhere else.
And that's because you're not going to see athletes like the WWE superstars anywhere else.
Oh my God, what a chair shot!
Yeah, and that doesn't tickle, believe me. The refs got a tough job trying to keep these superstars on the up and up.
Anything can happen in WWE. An entire match can turn on one or two big moves.
But if you're going to get on your high horse again and give us another lecture about playing fair, I am going to regurgitate.
Is it so wrong to ask a superstar to play by the rules? That doesn't seem to be so unreasonable to me.
That's because you never competed in a match. If you did, you would know that you got to do whatever it takes to win. I cannot remember the last time I've seen a crowd this pumped up.
I know what
you never know what you'll find under the ring. Man, what a chair shot. Reminds me of my good old days as the hardcore champion.
If that's your idea of good old days, I'm glad I wasn't around for them. I don't know if this is such a good move. This could be disastrous. These superstars are clearly giving it their all tonight.
No surprises there. When's the last time you saw a WWE superstar go halfway?
I don't think I ever have. If they did, they wouldn't last long around here.
I gotta say, I didn't expect these superstars to go after each other the way they have tonight. This has been a brutal match so far.
Well, it's not ballet, you know.
Oh, really? I was wondering what happened to pointy-toe shoes and frilly little skirts. I'd check your closet, but I'd have to wait for you to come out first.
The champion is retained. The champion is retained.
I've got to give it up to him. That was no easy feat.
With everything he's had to deal with lately, I'm honestly shocked that he prevailed here tonight.
It really could have gone either way, but he pulled it off, and that's all that matters.
If overcoming adversity is the mark of a true champion, then that's exactly what we have before us.
I'm not his biggest fan, but I'll give him credit for coming through when he needed to.
Maybe this victory will finally convince Mr. McMahon to let things go.
Don't bet on it, Michael. Mr. McMahon isn't the kind of guy to give up that easy.
This is it, the Royal Rumble.
Get ready to crown a new champion tonight.
I just hope that Raw doesn't walk out of here with the title.
That won't happen. Have a little faith in SmackDown, will you?
3 of WWE's greatest superstars square off for the championship tonight, live on pay-per-view. The champion has gotten the better of him in their recent series of matches. He suffered defeat at the hands of the champion recently, and he's not a superstar who handles losing well.
And with our most...
I can't imagine being in a worse position than this man after weeks of enduring overwhelming odds. 2 titans of sports entertainment are coming for his championship.
And even if he survives tonight, he's still on Mr. McMahon's hit list.
I think we might be looking at the future of the WWE in this ring tonight.
Wouldn't surprise me one bit. This is a great match, and the fans are definitely into it.
And that's what really matters. If the WWE fans aren't happy, they'll let you know it.
Will ya? Three of WWE's greatest superstars square off. The champion. He's some. I can't imagine.
I've seen matches won and lost because of moves like this. Here's the pin.
Look at him, he's just radiating confidence. And he's got a lot to be confident about.
He looks a little overconfident to me. This could come back to bite him.
He's taking a little time to give his opponent a piece of his mind.
You sure he can spare it? Yeah, that's just great. Why don't you just quit showing off and get down to business?
He is getting down to business. He's in the sports entertainment business, isn't he? I certainly don't envy the referee in this match.
No kidding. No matter what call you make, you're going to get on the bad side of at least one. You got to be careful when you're going up there.
That reversal might stop his opponent's momentum dead. Watching these superstars go at it reminds me why I prefer to stay on this side of the announce table.
You know, if you let me train you, you could be cruiserweight champ inside a year.
Oh no, I've heard stories about the way you train people. You make Marine drill instructors look like pushovers.
Are you surprised? They're just training people to go to war. I train them to be WWE superstars.
Well, thanks but no thanks, partner. I think I'll stick to announcing for now. What a counter that was. He's talking his opponent from the top turnbuckle. Night after night, the WWE superstars never fail to amaze the fans.
And there's the cover.
One.
I think these fans have had just about enough of King Book.
And there's the pin.
Man, I don't want this match to end.
I'm with you, partner, but it's got to end sooner or later.
Well, whichever way it goes, no one can say that these superstars didn't give it everything they got. I think he's gonna fly.
I think we might be looking at the future of the WWE in this ring tonight.
Wouldn't surprise me one bit. This is a great match. The fans are definitely into it.
And that's what really matters. If the WWE fans aren't happy, they'll let you know it. I don't think anyone in this match has even considered that they might not walk out the winner.
Of course not. That's the kind of attitude that gets you beat quicker than anything.
And that's something I don't think people realize. The mental conditioning of the WWE superstars is just as impressive as the physical conditioning.
These superstars give everything they've got when they're in a match like this, but a lot of people don't realize what they sacrifice behind the scenes too.
No question. If you want to make it in the WWE, you've got to sacrifice just about everything. He may get the 3 count right here.
When I first heard about this match, I wasn't sure what to think, but these superstars are blowing me away.
Really? As soon as I heard about it, I expected a tremendous matchup, and I haven't been disappointed.
I didn't say I'm not disappointed, but I'll talk about getting stuck with you as a broadcast partner some other time. What a match. Kids, if you're watching this, don't try this stuff at home.
Absolutely not. These are trained WWE superstars, and even they wind up seriously injured sometimes.
That's for sure. He can taunt all he wants, but once he's lost the match, he's gonna wish he spent this time going after his opponent.
I think you're wrong about that. I think this is going to make his victory tonight that much sweeter.
Wow, great reversal.
Each of these competitors is looking for the slightest hint of weakness in the other.
That's the law of the jungle, and injured superstars like a wounded animal. It's survival of the fittest.
And that also means that if you're not at 100%, you've got to be able to hide it from your opponent.
That's absolutely right. This business is as psychological as it is physical. You can't let your opponents think you're easy pickings.
Well, I wouldn't consider any of these superstars to be easy pickings, no matter how beaten up they get.
I think these superstars are going to keep it up until they've got literally nothing left to give.
And that's the attitude you have to take to win. You know that your opponent isn't going to hold anything back, and you can't afford to either.
I'd love to know you're coming up with this stuff, because it sure ain't from personal experience. This has been a great match so far, but I think it's pretty obvious which way it's going.
Oh, really? Are you willing to...
Instead of pandering to the fans, you should really keep your head in the match.
Come on, you're looking at a superstar who can feed off a crowd and use that energy to win the match.
There's the cover. Can he do it?
2.
Man, this one's turned into a fight, pure and simple.
We knew it was going to be intense. We knew it was going to be physical. But I don't think anyone was prepared for this.
I gotta admit, it took me by surprise, and that doesn't happen often.
That's an understatement. You bet. He's climbing the turnbuckle. Will this pay off?
Oh my, look at the blood just pouring down his face.
There's the pin. Can his opponent kick out?
3.
It's so great.
He did it against all odds. He somehow managed to retain the title.
I hate giving this guy the least little bit of credit, but that was as impressive a victory as I have ever seen.
And the fact that he beat a superstar is practically royalty on Raw makes it all the sweeter.
He did SmackDown proud for once. He showed everyone who's the dominant brand around here.
I can't imagine Mr. McMahon will be too happy about his victory, though.
For once in my life, I'm glad to be sitting next to you and not next to the chairman right now.
The champion still has Mr. McMahon to deal with, but for tonight at least, he remains a true king of sports entertainment.
Enjoy it while it lasts, fella.